Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Paul Brown Show. This evening, my guest will be Miss LaVonda Earley-Stacey. She's the Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion, and Mr. Justin Lynch. He's a professional boxer. How y'all doing this evening?
Thank you, Paul, for having us back on the show.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Starting with you, ma'am, LaVonda.
Well, we were on the show before,
Correct.
so thank you so much for having us back on the show. Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion. We are the newest promotion company in the Carolinas that's promoting professional fights here locally. So today I was excited to have one of the fighters that's on the card. He is a heavyweight, so we're excited about that, and I'll let him talk about himself.
Yourself, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Justin Lynch. I was born locally in Albemarle. I fight at 195, but I've come down a good bit, so I took a break from boxing. I was 350 like 3 years ago and had to cut back down to get back in the ring.
How long have you been boxing?
Since I was 8, I boxed, and I boxed up until senior high and took a little break and did the family knife, and now it's time for me to have some action.
What inspired you to want to become a boxer?
My older brother boxed when I was young, and watching him growing up, I always wanted to get into it, and my dad coached, so they kind of paved the way for me.
Okay, this is your first fight.
My first pro fight.
Professional.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Describe that feeling of being in that ring for the first time as a professional right now.
It's kind of more like it every day in the gym. I mean, this is a bigger thing than the ring. The ring, I'm more at home.
Okay. So, LaVonda, how long have you known Justin?
Actually, I met him at a fight that I think the second to the last fight that my son fought. Him and his family was there with his brother, so that's the first time that I saw him. But I really didn't know who he was. Actually, I had an opportunity to meet with him and talk more about his career once I let him know that I was promoting fights.
Sure.
And we connected, and I had an opportunity to meet him and talk about his goals. So I think we can meet his expectations and getting him fights, and I think once he gets back in the ring and get acclimated to the heavyweights, I think he'll do well.
Justin, you fought amateur.
Yes, sir.
What was your amateur record?
I've had a lot of fights. I could say probably 50 and 10.
Okay, all right. So, how do you feel like there's a difference between going from amateur to professional, in your opinion?
I think the biggest thing to get adjusted to would be no headgear and the scoring system. It's more so of you can take over rounds at the end. You don't have to fight as hard in the beginning, where amateurs is like a punch output. We counting how many punches you land the whole fight, so you got to stay busy. Here I can tone in and be comfortable and just fight my game.
Okay, who would you consider to be your inspiration as far as a boxer, present or past, and why?
That's a tough one. I mean, I admire guys' games, but I don't really have an inspiration inside of boxing. I admire certain fighters like Floyd Mayweather or Andre Ward, and just the things that they've done in the ring. But inspiration is totally different. That would have to be Steve Harvey for me.
Oh,
I like
Steve
that. I
Harvey.
like that.
Okay, all right. So what is it about Steve Harvey? I mean, because he's multi-talented.
He's just a
he gives
smooth
us all
operator.
hope, right?
Yeah, I'm telling
He
you.
gives us all hope. He does.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does.
Yes,
he
he
gives us
does.
all hope.
So Justin, that amateur, what would you consider to be one of your hardest fights, and how did you, get through it?
My toughest fight was probably Hakeem Rodman Jr. And that's just because I let his dad get in my head, and seeing the ex-world champion, and the whole environment kind of melted away at me. But I came out of it. He got the win, but I learned a big lesson. Keep my composure.
So it was a learning experience.
Yes, sir.
And that kind of like helped you out, you know what I'm saying? Because you kind of like learned how to go through those obstacles, like you said. you know, because there's going to be some challenges, and the fans going to be on you. I mean, how you think you're going to be able to handle that fans out there? Because you're going to have some fans on your side, and some that's going to be cheering for the other opponent, your opponent.
It's more so tunnel vision when you're in there. You don't hear anything or see anything but what's in the ring. You hear familiar voices, like I'll hear my dad or my best friend or my wife or my kid. I'll hear one of them, but it's like it's weird to explain. It's like tunnel vision. You don't hear the crowd in general.
So being a professional boxer, describe like a typical workout or work day that you have as far as training for your boxing match.
Well, I do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Saturdays. I do boxing. I do a bunch of bag work, a bunch of ropes, a bunch of running, and a bunch of push-ups, sit-ups. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays also I do cardio.
Okay.
So I have a cardio guy that we do a bunch of stadium steps and a bunch of different things as far as endurance.
Is that your, I mean, do you have like a regular job that you kind of like do beside that? Is that, or you focus mainly on boxing?
Now I run heavy equipment, so
Okay.
that's Monday
So it
through.
helps you keep you in shape, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Monday through Saturday.
So how do you learn how to deal with the, you know, your time?
My wife controls all my time.
Okay, you're right.
I'm just here to do what she tells
He's a
me to
smart
do.
man.
Yeah, see
If you're
that.
married, when you're married, you gotta listen to your wife.
Okay.
You go far.
So how does your wife inspire you as far as the things that you're doing right now?
She's all for it. She told me I took my time, and we had twin boys just born. They were in the
Okay.
NICU, and I waited through all that, and she told me now it's your time. So go out there and shine, and that's when I met her, and we're gonna go from there.
It's all right.
So you're a father now.
Father of 4.
Father of 4.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so that, I mean, so are they all boys, girls? Or?
My oldest is 12. That's my son. I got a daughter that's 4, and I got twin boys.
Oh, so do you want your sons to follow in your footsteps, or
Absolutely not,
why is that?
because it's a hard path. I want to be business owners and entrepreneurs and go out there and get it with their brain and not with their hands.
That's a great. I agree. I agree with that concept too. I think that's
Correct.
great.
Yeah.
That's great thinking.
Now, LaVonda.
Even though we're in the boxing industry, I think that I think we have a lot of people in sports already, and so I think we need to groom our kids into the business world, into politics and things of that nature. It's something that really runs the country. Entertainment is a great industry, and we are in the entertainment industry to entertain and to build careers like we want to do with Mr. Lynch here. But I also think that sports is not the only agenda that we
Correct.
should give our children. And I think that when it comes to, when you think about athletes, you think about the major sports, but I think sports plays a major role, but business plays an even larger role, I think, in politics. Should, anyway, in our kids' lives.
Now, the fight's coming up May 12th.
Yes.
LaVonda, how are you handling, because it's coming closer and
Oh,
closer.
it is. I am, every day, it's,
Correct.
I'm waking up at 6:30 a.m. I'm on conference calls from 7 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night. It's a lot. It is a lot. So, but we're excited for Mr. Lynch making his debut, and I appreciate him having the opportunity appreciate him allowing us to host his debut fight. I think that's really big in the professional world. Is your debut. That's big.
Correct.
Now, as far as how I'm handling it pretty well, but there is some nervousness there. So a good nervous, as I told you before. But we're excited to have Mr. Lynch on our card. There are some other fighters that we've already negotiated some things with, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll have them back on the show, to talk about what what they've done and what they plan to do. But we're excited to have him on our card on our first show.
Now, Justin, now you're gonna. Is that Grady Cole? That's a pretty large place. Are you ready to handle that crowd and all that atmosphere, that professional environment?
Yes, sir. I'm focused on what's in front of me. The rest is that's for them. What's in front of me in the ring is what my focus is. I don't have to worry about who's out there. I just got to worry about who I got to beat.
Do you know who your opponent is?
We don't have his opponent yet.
Okay.
So
All right.
we are in negotiation with some heavyweights. We have actually 4 heavyweights on the card.
Okay.
So
4.
4
Oh.
heavyweights. So this is his debut, but we have 3 other heavyweights on the card. So it's going to be a great show.
Hey. So Justin, yeah, I mean that heavyweight, it doesn't seem like the heavyweights class of today age is like how it was back in the 70s, 80s when I was growing up, because you had like Ali and Foreman and Tyson and all that. It seems like it kind of like faded away. Do you want to bring it back, that heavyweight status, and do you want to bring that back to where it was back in those days?
Oh yeah, I want to bring back the excitement, and I want everybody to get back to loving boxing. And we got to knock MMA off the pedestal, so we got to get in and get good fights and bring the fans back in.
So what should the fans expect from Justin?
Expect to stand.
Is
I
it
wanna
gonna be
keep
one
you
of
on your
those?
toes.
Is it gonna be a fast one like how he did his name? What's his name? Mike Tyson, or you gonna take it all the way?
I'd say I'm more of a James Toney.
Okay, all right.
I wanna beat you, but I don't want to get hit beating you.
Okay, all right. Cause Mike Tyson, he used to knock him out like first round. He used to just real fast.
I'm more of a finesse fighter than just a knockout artist.
Okay, all right, all right. So LaVonda, talking more about the different, the fight game and all that. What got you into that fight game?
My son is a professional boxer. He's 6-0, and he fights in the 140, 147 range. So that's the exciting part. That it's not I'm not just in it for him, but also to bring other professional fighters to the Carolinas and attract contenders from all over the world.
Okay.
Because Charlotte is a sport. I think we're a sports city.
Mm-hmm.
We are a business city, banking industry. Huge banking industry here, but I think it's a sports city. We have professional basketball, professional baseball,
Correct,
professional football, and now we have professional boxing. Mm-hmm. So when they think of professional boxing in Charlotte, they're going to think of Vegas Grand Boxing Promotion, something grand, something big, the lights, all of the excitement. And so we want to bring that excitement to Charlotte, the Vegas type excitement to Charlotte. And I think we're going to do that, especially kicking off our first show in May, and we're going to do that every other month.
All right. So will your son be on the card?
No, he will not be on the card. He will not fight on this card.
Did you want him to fight on the card?
No, I mean, it's something that I want people to separate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm his mom, but I am a businesswoman.
Okay.
So just separate the two. It's business. If he desires to fight on the card in the future, he has
Correct.
first dibs. He has that, as they say, he's got favor like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to bother him. He wants to fight outside of Charlotte some and gain some exposure around. And you have to go around and get challenged. Mm-hmm. So he's doing that. He has it all mapped out. He has a business plan for his life, and I think he does a great job managing it. So if he wants to ever fight on Vegas Grand Boxing Promotions card, he has first dibs. He's got favor like that.
Okay.
But we're not going to bother him. We'll let him work out his plan that he has for his boxing career. So we're proud of that.
Justin, when you see all these different things going on as far as the new boxing area, the ages and all that, how do you feel you're going to handle that going out of town? Because you say you're from Albemarle.
Well, I mean, I've been out of town most of my life, working out of town with construction, and I think it won't bother me as much because it'll be going out of town to do something I love and not going out of town to do something that somebody else want me to do.